so happy. Y'all, I finished my real estate classes. Oh my God. Certificate of Achievement. This is to certify that Yocairys has successfully completed 180 hours of study in accredited real estate courses at Champion School of Real Estate and is therefore entitled into the Certificate in Achievement given May 23rd, 2023. This program of study is accredited by the Texas Real Estate Commission. Y'all, this is such a big deal for me for so many reasons. First and foremost, to God be the glory. And I just want to share this with y'all because it's not even, I mean, yes, I'm grateful to have obtained the certificate, basically stating that I completed the schooling aspect of becoming a realtor in Texas. And now I just have to go for the, state and national exam. But the reason why this is so, just such a big deal to me is because, let me just give you a backstory. And I'm sorry, I'm so emotional. It's just, it's so good. I mean, it's good. But first and foremost, to God be the glory. To God be the glory. Because this is something I've been wanting to do for a long time. Back when I was in prison and I was trying to figure out ideas and things that I can do, as far as career, some of the things that I told myself that I can go for was, I can become a personal trainer, or I can go into sports medicine, or I can become a dental hygienist, or I can do real estate, or I can, it was just so many different things. And so I recall when I came home from prison, when I was released, and I dived into learning about what does it, take to become a realtor, I read that if you have a felony, you can't become licensed. And so I was like, dang, I was a little discouraged until I found out that a friend of mine who actually had a similar background as me actually obtained their license. But they obtained their license in New York State. But at that time, back in, 2018, 2019, my goal was to become a dental hygienist. So I did go to college. First I became a dental assistant, and then I started going to college to pursue dental hygiene. And then I literally learned about entrepreneurship in 2019, I think. End of 2018, going into 2019. And when I learned about entrepreneurship, I was like, oh, this is great. This is so much better. And during my entrepreneurship beginnings, it was all about sales. And I was like, wow, I would love to do real estate. So fast forward, when I found out my friend was able to obtain their license, I was like, and they got a felony? I was like, oh, this is dope. One of these days, I'm going to go ahead and go for my license, because I'm the person that everything I say I want to do, I do. So rather, I completed it. I mean, as far as if I pursue it full time or not, I still want to experience all the things I said I wanted to do, because keep in mind, serving time in prison, 5 years at the age of 17 to 21, that was a long time of me being away from society. So I was like, nah, this is a lot of time of me being away. So when I go home, I'm going to do everything I said I wanted to do. I'm going to try everything I said I wanted to try. So yeah, even though I didn't become a hygienist, I still was able to be in the dental field. You know what I mean? So that was cool in its own way. Even though I didn't become a personal trainer, I'm fitness is a passion of mine, and I still express my passion for it, and I motivate others through my own fitness journey. So I'm still living in all the things that I wanted. So fast forward, let's get back to it. So real estate was something that I always wanted to do, but when I was released from prison, I was told that I couldn't do it because I had a felony. Fast forward, a couple years later, I found out that I actually can, as long as I can basically prove and show the commission of real estate of whichever state I was in that I'm rehabilitated, that I will be good for society, that I'm someone that they can entrust with a license. And so fast forward, I moved to Houston, Texas, 2021, October. And I was like, okay, my goal is I'm going to go to Houston, and I'm going to get my license in Houston so I can be a realtor in Houston. Because being a real estate license, I love sales. And not only that, but I'm my own boss. Like, you know, I can create my own schedule, I can do what I want, and I can make a lot of money doing it. So I literally had that plan. But of course, life took a complete different turn. I got into the Airbnb business, which is still a form of being in the real estate industry, but more so as an investor, I would say. And so I did Airbnb and credit repair. I did that for 2 years. And so sometime last year, I was like, I really have to get my realtor's license. So last year, May of 2022, I said, you know what, I'm going to enroll into real estate school. I'm gonna just go for it, you know, let's just go for it. So June of 2023, I go ahead, May, I signed up to Champions real estate school out here in Houston. It was like $1,000 to enroll. I chose the in-person classes because I wanted to be more focused, and I just didn't trust myself doing it online. So I attended, you have to complete 180 hours. And so I attended my very first class on, so May 21st, I took finance. Then May 20, and then I also took principles too. Then I also took, what else? Promulgated contract forms, law of agency. So I took basically 5 classes, right? I took 5 classes and, you know, passed the classes, whatever. So then I had one more class to take because I had failed one of the classes, and I was like so upset with myself. But I was like, you know, before I proceed with taking that final class, because there's a process you have to go through when you have a felony in Texas. You have to go through something called the fitness determination, which is basically, if you have a felony, they have to look deep into your background and make a decision on whether or not they feel that you're ready to serve the public as a real estate agent. And so I completed most of my classes by like the end of June. So I was ready to take my state and national, I would say around August. But around the end of June, I said, let me just submit this application because I don't want to go ahead and take the test and I pass the test and then they're like, oh, you can't be licensed. So let me just go through that process first. A lot of people tend to go through that process way before they even go to school. But I walked by faith. I said, you know what? I'm going to get licensed. I know my friend got licensed, so if she can do it, I can do it. And she has a background just like me. So if she can do it, I can do it. What's the difference with Texas State? I mean, they might have a little bit of different rules, but nonetheless, I serve a king. My God is high. My God is greater than great. And so he's going to make a way for me. So I just walked by faith. So I took my classes before I did the fitness determination. So usually it's fitness determination application where they approve you and let you know, okay, yes, you have a felony, but we approve for you to get licensed. Then you go through the schooling, then you go through the national and state exam. But because I was moving by faith, I said, I'm going to go to school, then I'll do the fitness determination letter, and then I'll proceed with taking the national exam. So what I did was I literally, again, went to school, and then I submitted my fitness determination letter. And I promise you guys, I submitted it at the end of June. I would say mid-July, they responded back to me and were like, listen, at this moment, we're not saying you can't ever be licensed, but as of right now, we're not allowing you to be licensed. We're not going to allow you to, you know, basically receive your license or anything like that. And I was like, why not? And they were like, oh, because, you know, you did time and we want to wait a little bit longer. I was like, well, it's been 10 years since I served time in prison. Like, how much more time do you need? I've been home 10 years. I completed parole. I've never had police contact again. I've been a good citizen. I've completed so many different programs. I've done so much. I've accomplished so much since I've been home. So overall, altogether, it's been 10 years since I was sentenced, you know? So how much longer do you guys want to wait? They were like, oh, we can't determine that, but just give it some time. And so I'm not going to kid you. This was like mid-July of 2022. So I was like, all right, you know what? I'm just going to put this on pause. I'm not going to, in my mind, instantly, I was like, this is, you know, the devil's a liar. This is something that I want to do. And if God is just saying not right now, I'm just going to just sit back and relax and just trust the process, you know? And, you know, in the midst of all of that, you know, I was going through a lot of different changes, like in my personal life. And so, you know, just still waking up every day, like literally for a whole almost 2 months. I was going to school Monday through Thursday, 8:30 to 5:30 p.m., taking exams every 2 days. Like, the stress was insane because I was just like, oh my God, it was just so much information compressed in like 2 days. Like, every class was 2 days, but it was just a lot, y'all. But fast forward, because they kind of was giving me a hard time because of my background, I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to take a break. I'm going to take a second and whatever. God, if you're telling me this is not what you want me to do right now, fine. So I just took a pause. I took a break. And so now, fast forward, this is May 2023. So a year since I started the class. So I started last year. There was a pause to it because of my background. And now here I am today. And I'm just like, okay, well, they said to wait. So it's been a year. So hopefully this is enough time. But you know what? At the end of the day, like I said, when God says yes, nobody can say no. Okay, when God opens the door, no man can shut it. All right, and so I told myself, I said, Yocairys, you got to finish what you started. You have to finish what you started. There's absolutely no way that you're going to let these people or anything they says, you know, you serve a true living God. You serve, your daddy owns this whole thing. You know what I'm saying? So you better get back to it. So I'm like, you know what? Let me sign back up for this. Let me sign up and schedule this very last class I have to take in order for me to actually go ahead and take the national and state exam. And so I did that. Like 2 weeks ago, I scheduled it for, you know, the 21st and I think today's 21st. No, yesterday was 21st or 22nd, whatever. So I scheduled it for yesterday. Today's Tuesday. So I was like, all right, let me just schedule this exam. Yes, yesterday was 22nd. So I scheduled the last class, which is Principles 1. And I was like, all right, let me get to this class. But y'all, when I tell you, I scheduled this class 2 weeks ago, and then literally Sunday night, I got home after a speaking engagement. You know, I went to bed, but I felt so tired. Then Monday morning, I woke up and I was just like so out of it. I even posted on Instagram. I was like, oh my God, I felt super exhausted, number one. I felt like I woke up with a crazy sore throat. I'm like, no way I'm getting sick. I was emotionally a little bit under the weather. I was mentally a little bit under the weather. I was just kind of like, it was just not my day. And I literally laid in my bed and I was like, God, I don't want to show up today. Like, I don't want to show up today. Like, I don't have it in me. I don't have it in me. And just in general, I've been going through a transition spiritually. And so the point of it all, like if I can leave a message with you guys, is that no matter what you're going through, understand that his strength is made strong in your weakness. And even when you feel like you can't show up, he will give you the strength to show up with you. You know, like I promise y'all yesterday, like I did not want to get out the bed. And I'm crying because I'm happy and I'm so glad I woke up, because I literally felt like if I don't get up, I'm giving up on myself. Because if I don't go to do this class this week, I have so much other things coming up. I'm like, I don't have the time to do this any other time. And I'm like, I just have to do it now. I have to do it now. But as I mentioned, like when the morning came and he woke me up, I was just in the bed like, Lord, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. And I just felt the Holy Spirit just telling me, no, you got to get up. You got to get up. You can't give up now. You can't. I mean, so much has happened in this year, and you've shown up for everything. You've shown up for everyone. You got to show up for you. I know it's tough. I know you don't feel good. I know you're tired. I know. But come on. I got you. Just come on. Like, I'm going to give you the strength, because my strength is made strong in your weakness. So you don't need the strength. I got you. And I literally got up on my bed. I got myself together. I just threw on some sweat, just like this, just how I'm looking. And I just went in the class, y'all. And when I tell y'all, I was in the classroom yesterday, literally, I was physically there, but I was not mentally there. Like, I was literally, again, sore throat. I felt very tired. I was very emotional. I was dozing off. I was falling asleep. It was like, I was just out of it. I was just like, Lord, tomorrow I got this test. I'm not even going to pass this test. Like, I'm not going to pass this test. I know I'm not. So I'm just going to show up again Tuesday, which is today. And I'm just going to, because you can kind of defer the test. You can actually, at the end of the classes, you can say, hey, I'm not ready to take the test. And you can take it within like 30 or 60 days. So I was like, I'm gonna just defer the test and just study a bit more and, you know, be all right. So then, anyway, today I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, okay, I don't have a sore throat, but I still feel achy. My body's feeling tired. So I don't know if I'm coming up with a cold or what, but the point is, y'all, that I was not feeling like it. Like, I was literally out of it. Like, I completely clocked out on every level. Like, yesterday and today has been like so rough for me. Like, so rough. I mean, so rough. And I literally woke up this morning and I said, all right, God, Holy Spirit, is just me and you. Like, I honestly can't do this. Like, I don't have it in me. Like, I'm letting you know that you need to really take the wheel because I don't have it in me. And when I tell you, the Holy Spirit literally, like, y'all, I don't know how I passed this test. When I tell y'all, I was not there yesterday. I was not there today at all. Like, literally, like, mentally, I was gone. Like, I was gone. Like, gone. Like, gone. And that's the trick of the enemy, is to distract us with things so that while we're in a certain situation or a certain environment or dealing with certain things, he tries to put us elsewhere so that we're not focused on what's in front of us. You know, I wish I would have been a little bit more present because I would have scored a lot higher. So yes, I passed, you know, but I'm just like so grateful because I just know, like, gosh, like, the Holy Spirit showed out today in my life. Like, no lie. Like, I swear. Like, I woke up this morning and I literally prayed in my vehicle. I said, Lord, Holy Spirit, like, have your way, because I'm really trying. Like, I'm really trying. Like, I'm showing up every day for everybody, everything, even myself, on days that I don't want to show up. On days where I just want to stay in the bed and just lay in the bed and just do nothing. Absolutely nothing. You know? Like, I'm trying, so please help me today. Like, I need you to help me, like, remove anything that's not of you. Give me a clear mind. Give me a clear heart. Remove any distractions. Like, take the wheel, you know? And I promise you, I was still kind of out of it today, but I was a little bit more focused than yesterday. But I know it was because of his strength. It was because I asked him to, you know, like, I'm not even gonna kid y'all. Yesterday, I was so out of it that I didn't even ask him for help. I was just like, I'm just here, yo. Like, I'm just here. Grateful I'm alive. Thank you. I'm here. Literally. But today, I approached the day differently. Even though I woke up feeling the same way I did yesterday, I invited him in. Like, I said, yeah, Lord, like, you my homie. You my friend. Like, you really here to be my help. So I need help. I really need some help. So make it rain today. Like, make it rain. Like, I need your help. And no lie, y'all, I got proof. I text my friend. I said, friend. She was like, oh, you got a test today, right? I was like, yeah. I said, but honestly, I don't think I'm going to take it. I think I'm going to just come back and take it another day. She was like, what do you need to pass? I'm like, 70 or above to pass. It's 60 questions. I don't feel confident because I just haven't really been here. You know, it's like she's teaching and I'm listening and I'm highlighting and I'm taking notes, but I'm like not really here, you know? And she was like, friend, just take the test. I mean, if you don't pass it, at least you could retake it, but you'll have an idea of what to look forward to the next time. So just go for it. What's the worst that could happen? I was like, you know what? All right. I looked at the test and I said, Lord, Holy Spirit, take over this pen, take over my mind in this moment and have your way, because it ain't me. What's about to happen on this paper won't be me, because if you ask me, I'm out. I'm clocked out. I'm gone. And I literally took the test. I was just flowing through it. When it was time to get it graded and pass the Scantron up, we're on this line. All the students are there, and I'm like, oh, Lord, I hope she don't say I failed, because if she say I failed, all these folks gonna look at me like, no wonder, because everybody saw me yesterday knocked out, just out of it, head down, like just not feeling it, going in late. Like, I really just didn't want to show up. I really didn't. But anyways, while I was on the line and thinking that way, the Holy Spirit like tugged at me. It's like he kind of went like this to me. It was like, girl, you passed that test. You passed that test. That test is done. It's finished. Like, this, passing this and completing this program that you've been wanting to complete for the past year, today's the day that it's all done. It's all finished. I got you. And I literally was like, you know what? I passed this test. And I'm walking closer and I'm just like, yo, you sure like, Holy Spirit, you sure I passed this test? Because, man, I'm getting closer and I'm getting nervous. But no, you passed this test. I passed this test. So I walk up. I give the lady my Scantron sheet. And she's like, all right. So she scans it and she was like, 78. And I was like, woo! And then she's like, you completed the schooling aspect of it. Now all you have to do is just go ahead, take a prep to the national and state, and then go ahead and take your national and state exam and go from there. And so I say all that to say, number one, I just wanted to put y'all in my business. And number two, I'm just so grateful because, not because of where I am and not because of the completion is dope, but it's just thinking about all the things God brought me through this year, in the past year of this process, all the things that he brought me through, because it was all by his strength, through him that I was able to get this. Because I promise y'all, like, going through so many changes mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, financially in this past year, like, so many changes, like, I could have easily gave up so many times. But because I, number one, just knew, that God didn't bring me this far to only bring me this far. Number two, I knew that he would never leave me nor forsake me. Number three, I knew that I just could not give up on myself. Like, I was just like, yo, Yocairys, you can't just give up on yourself. Like, you got to finish what you started. This is what you started. This is what you say you wanted. You got to show up. You have to show up. What you're worried about right now won't even matter a year from now. So you have to show up. You have to show up. But I want to highlight the importance of y'all invite him into everything. It could be something as small as, Lord, what route should I take today on the highway? Like, invite him in, because it makes all of the difference. Because a lot of times we try to rely on our own strength. We try to rely on our own knowing, our own knowledge, our own being, when our help is right there. The Holy Spirit is right there just waiting for us to receive him and to say, yo, what up? What to do, baby? Like, let's do this together. And so I'm just so grateful. Like, I'm just so happy. Like, I could keep crying and crying because, not that I didn't think I was going to do it, but I just thought it would be more like, I literally was like, man, if I do this on my own, it's going to take me another 3 to 6 months to complete this program. Not even take the test, but just to complete this entire 180 hours. Like, Lord. And so I'm just so grateful. Like, I'm so grateful to have accomplished this. And now, like I said, now what's next is just prepping for the exam, applying for the national and state. And then once I pass that, with my background issue, I'm not sure if they're going to deny me. But what they told me was, if we deny you after you pass the test, you can appeal the decision and you can show up to us with a lawyer. So I can kind of like appeal the decision in the court, like in their court committee, and I can actually, just represent myself, or I can just have a lawyer represent me. Like, at the end of the day, you guys cannot discriminate against my past. It's been 10 years, and these are the things that I've accomplished. These are some referral letters. These are, this is who I am today, and just kind of show them why I'm competent enough and just rehabilitated enough to be a successful realtor and to show up for the state of Texas the way I know how. So it's gonna still be a little journey, a little process, but we got over this part. Whew. And I'm just so excited. So I love you guys. Thank you for listening. This video was definitely different than others. I just want to encourage y'all, don't give up, yo. Especially the days where you don't want to show up, the days where it feels like it's like the roughest type days to like get up and get it done. Those are the days you get up. Because when you show up, God shows out. And this is him showing out. Like, all right, you showed up those 2 days where you just didn't have it in you, and you just leaned on me and you trusted in me. I got you. So, yay. So, listen, make sure y'all follow me on Instagram, Yocairys_. I did create a real estate page because I don't want to mix all my stuff up. And I kind of announced that I was getting my realtor's license sometime this year. Like, I think like February or maybe last year, I announced that, hey, y'all, I'm going to be a realtor soon. But again, it's been quiet because of the felony background and blah, 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 that always, that they were kind of throwing at me. But your girl's back and I'm not going to give up. And I want to encourage you that if you have a felony, if you got something holding you back, listen, the devil is a liar. You can be licensed. Every state is different. You just got to show up, put in the work, and you just got to fight. So your girl's going to fight. See y'all later.